Alrighty folks, today we are talking about a film which I have a very long history with, because despite the fact that BASEketball failed with critics and at the box office, this film has a huge cult following. This is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. It's also the one movie I have seen more than any other film in my entire existence.
Ho 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 ho, delightfully devilish, Seymour.
Yes everybody, welcome back to Delightfully Devillish, the show where we discuss films that all at once meet the criteria of being the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm your host, Jukebox Harry, and today we are looking at the greatest sports comedy of all time. And yes, that is a very big call to make, especially from someone who didn't even like Caddyshack. But remember, this show is called Delightfully Devilish. This is about finding a certain level of quality or a certain hilarious lack of quality in any film where you might not have been expecting it. And with BASEketball, the quality of the film went really above and beyond in my upbringing. BASEketball was directed by David Zucker, the director of Aeroplane, or Flying High if you're in Australia, and the creator of the Naked Gun series. He is undoubtedly one of the pioneers of spoof comedy films, and in this project he's working with Trey and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. That's one of the best crossovers since Baked Beans and Cars 2.
This nigga eating beans!
And yet this film was not meant to be like it was. Originally Chris Farley was meant to star in this film. When he passed on the project, it went to Parker and Stone, who actually rewrote a lot of the script to fit their sense of humor. There are so many things I love about BASEketball and so many jokes that I find hilarious. Unfortunately, if I wanted to tell you about all of them, it would take me forever and it would spoil the viewing experience for you. So I'm going to try to break this film down to its plot points and to my favorite jokes. BASEketball starts with a brief look at the excessive commercialization of popular sports, beginning with a look at the abundance of showboating, the shamelessness of merchandising, and something called intersports play.
But no matter how far the major...
Then we cut to a high school reunion. Trey Parker and Matt Stone play Coop and Reema, two slackers who haven't changed a bit since high school.
Hey, Skidmark Steve!
Hey, dude.
Oh, cool. You still just hanging out playing Nintendo?
Well, if you must know, I'm in my second year of med school, and I'm training for the summer games. What are you two up to?
Just hanging out, playing Nintendo. Cock.
They're also pretty perverted.
What are you guys doing in my mom's room?
Oh, jeez. Derp.
Fun fact, that scene is actually the origin of the word derp, the internet meme and the line that was used in South Park.
A derp. Rob Schneider is da derp de derp da deedly derpy derpy derp. Rated PG-13.
They get challenged to a basketball game by a couple of skilled jocks.
Come on, ladies, we playing or not?
Yeah, but it's this new game we picked up in the hood.
Enter BASEketball, a cross between basketball and baseball, where players must take a shot from one of 4 distances which correspond with first base through home run. The opposing team can also do anything they want to make the shooter miss.
Fucked your sister.
Huh?
This is known as a psych out.
Ow!
And it's the best part of the game.
Oh, one of Brittany's mom's pubic hairs. Oh, God.
Also, if you score on the rebound, that's a home run and immediately 3 outs.
Tip in, double play, that's 3 outs.
What?
We're up. It's double play, jackass.
This was an actual sport invented by David Zucker in the driveway of his home. I've tried playing it with friends. It's really fun. We also get introduced to the third character in the film.
Are you Joe Cooper?
Cut the crap, Squeak, you know who I am.
You might recognize actor Dean Bahar from either Cannibal the Musical or Orgasmo. He wasn't actually intended to be in this film, but Parker and Stone insisted that the script be rewritten so that he would have a role in the movie.
If you'll excuse me.
Dude, does it just suck being you?
They included him just to make him the butt of every joke. And there's no end in sight to it.
Yo, Tyler, I hear your sister's going out with Squeak.
What? Why's me going out with his sister totally fucked up?
And it's funny every single time.
That is so fucking weak. How am I supposed to get a chick in that?
No, don't worry, dude. You couldn't get a chick if you had a $100 bill hanging out of your zipper.
Yeah, I could.
No, dude, you're a little bitch.
I am not. I don't even know why I hang out with you guys.
Because you're a piece of shit.
I am not a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, but you're a little bitch. Sure.
God damn it, man. I swear you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here.
Enter Ernest Borgnine.
I'm Ted Denslow.
Ted Denzel, the billionaire?
Yes.
What an introduction.
I got 3 words for you. National BASEketball League.
Denslow convinces Coop to make BASEketball go pro and insist that they exclude the excess of commercialization that plagues other sports.
Not allow teams to change cities or players to be traded. And everybody will get paid the same.
5 years later, it's become official, and Squeak is on the team.
And that brings up Squeak Scolari.
Oh, God, I knew it was gonna come down to me. I just knew it.
Relax, dude. It's not just you. We're a team.
And it all comes down to just one man.
Oh, God.
Listen to me, dude. If I could have one guy out there right now, one guy, to be you.
Unfortunately, that one man is Squeak Scolari.
Oh shit!
Listen, pretend this is just another game.
This Denslow Cup is, of course, the biggest game of the season.
Oh, Christ.
Will you turn that shit off?
The team they play for is the Milwaukee Bears, who are leading up to a victory until Ted Denslow accidentally chokes on a hot dog, and the distraction causes Coop to miss the final shot and lose the game.
It certainly does seem to be raining shit on Joe Cooper right now.
And for some reason, Squeak gets swallowed up by a malfunctioning spa, which is a joke that has never made the slightest bit of sense to me. One thing I love about BASEketball is the fact that the jokes are ridiculous, but they're also believable. So when the film goes into spoof territory like that, it really catches you off guard. And here comes Yasmin Bleeth.
Jenna Reed.
Are all these kids with you?
Yeah, I've been the director of the Dream Come True Foundation since October.
All the ones that grant wishes to sick and dying kids, right?
Oh, well, we prefer to think of them as health challenged and survival impaired.
Sounds like this film predicted Gwyneth Paltrow's Twitter account with that line.
Heads up, big guy.
He's blind, Doug.
When you see a film using injured children as part of the comedy, you know it has ambition. I don't say that ironically. I think kids getting hurt is hilarious on screen. It's a comedy goldmine that Hollywood is so often too scared to exploit.
And it appears time just finally ran out
For the old cocksucker.
Theodore Denslow, dead at 85. His hairpiece was 24.
Then we're at his funeral, where Coop runs into Jenna again.
I got this letter.
If you look closely, the letter isn't even open. That means she's just received this letter, hasn't even bothered to open it, and then been like, yeah, I should go to some random old guy's funeral. The villains of the film are played by legendary actor Robert Vaughn in his 100th film role, and Jenny McCarthy, who you might know from wanting to kill more children than the perpetrator of the Virginia Tech massacre.
My beloved Beers, I bequeath controlling interest to Joseph R. Cooper.
Yes! I gave him the best 3 months of my life.
I know you have it in you to lead the Beers to victory this season, because if you don't, the team reverts to Yvette.
Ernest Borgnine also puts on a show for us.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
This man has an Oscar. A new season of BASEketball starts with the Milwaukee Bears playing against the Miami Dealers. Get it? Because the Miami drug wars? Every team in BASEketball relates to some kind of cultural stereotype.
Fat liposuctioned out of Marlon Brando's ass. Oh, it's all salty and warm. Oh, why would I do this?
The psych-outs in BASEketball are arguably the best jokes of the film. They are unpredictable, elaborate, and sometimes just physically impossible.
Got milk?
The Bears go on to play the New Jersey Informants. And then my favorite of all the teams, the San Francisco Fairies. And the only team with a male cheer squad.
Oh, come on, Zane. That was fair. You know, come on, let's play ball.
Hey, Watson, have you seen those beer commercials?
How to speak San Franciscan. Hey! But join us.
Not fair!
That's bullshit, man.
No, that wasn't a gay joke. That was an Australian joke.
Okay, well, as an Australian, let me just say... even San Antonio has a team, the Defenders.
Fuck the Mexicans!
Coop goes to visit one of the boys from the Dream Come True Foundation.
Joey? Look who's here.
My biological father?
You never hear those words coming out of a kid's mouth. That's pretty damn funny.
Coop, what's a vagina?
Great question.
So what's your dream?
Well, I've always dreamed of big game hunting. How about killing an endangered species, like a bald eagle or a giant panda?
Well, Joey, I don't think that's in the true spirit of the Foundation.
Well then, how about poisoning a reservoir? I know. How about throwing flesh-eating fish into a public swimming pool?
I don't think you're quite getting the point, dude.
Yeah, you shouldn't expect anything less from a kid that's been cast in a Trey Parker movie.
What's the one thing that you want more than anything else in the world?
Chelsea Clinton?
That's a pretty tall order, dude. You'd have a better shot at Bill.
To which Miss Clinton replied, I don't even like vagina.
Joey ends up hanging out with the team for a day, helping them garden, doing some mechanical work, and then getting an oriental massage with them. They even go out drinking together, where Coop is pressured to make 3 home runs for Joey.
Mr. Squeak,
What?
what grade are you in?
What's the matter with Coop tonight?
I don't know, but he's 1 for 11 and he smells like Christian Slater.
It's the strangest thing. He's 8 years old and he smells like Robert Downey Jr.
Those are some incredibly 90s jokes.
Hey, she's here, man. That girl from the bar.
That's a guy.
A guy?
Yeah, that's a dude.
Okay, that's one joke that really hasn't aged well. It's not all that friendly to the trans community. But if you do watch South Park, you know that Parker and Stone are big supporters of the trans community. They've grown very much over time. Coop makes one last shot for the 3rd home run, but it's not successful.
The Lord must really have it in for that little boy.
Then we get the hospital scene, the most absurdly comedic scene in the film.
Oh, why?
If you're looking for Joey Thomas, he's been moved next door.
There are so many hilarious moments in this scene, I'm gonna try to condense them all.
Oh my God!
Oh, why?
Gentlemen, he's in this room.
Joey, I'm sorry I missed that third home run. He's turning blue. Oh my God, this poor kid's freezing. He needs a blanket.
Hey, buy a blanket!
There you go, little buddy. This should keep you warm.
Live! Damn it, live!
It is fucking hilarious.
This entire scene has no impact on the rest of the film, and I also think it's one of the funniest movie scenes of all time.
Roadkill, caught on tape.
They don't even try with this scene, and that's what makes it great.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah, this is cool. Here, check it out.
Baxter meets with Rima and teases him with the possibility of earning more money, something Coop previously rejected. This creates animosity between Coop and Rima.
But dude, it's not about the money. It's about tradition.
Dude, that's easy for you to say, because you got the team. We got jack shit. Even Squeak is pissed off.
Oh, hell, I never really minded.
Shut up, bitch! Dude!
Well, I guess you've got a point there.
Coop decides to split ownership with the rest of the team, inspiring everyone and leading to a montage of psychouts.
Hey, Smits, you want to see a scary face?
Who's this bimbo Coop's got the house for?
Oh, that's Jenna Reed. She's the director of some kids' charity, Dream Come True Foundation.
Oh. I know 6 men on their board of directors.
And Squeak gets challenged to psych out the most physically imposing player yet.
Your mother's deaf.
My mother's dead, you little twerp.
I guess that's why she didn't move around a lot.
Jenna reveals that the funding has been cut to her foundation, and in comes Baxter.
It's a clothing line. Beer's clothing line.
No, dude. That's against the BASEketball bylaws.
Not if the proceeds go to charity.
With Rima now being one of the team owners, he agrees to the idea and becomes the face of the clothing line, turning himself into a celebrity.
Oh, now you're such a big shot, you're gonna act in a Hollywood movie? Fucking sellout.
No! That, of course, is a self-aware reference to the fact that after finding success with South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone decided to star in this Hollywood movie, which many people saw as selling out.
Oh, sorry, I forgot how much Doug Reamer cares about kids.
Mr. Garrison's voice got a cameo in this film. Nice. Baxter reveals that the Beer's clothing line has been created by child labor in India.
Those pictures never have to see the light of day if you two miss the next Beer's game.
While driving home that night, Coop gets turned around by an inspirational song which happens to be a little too relevant.
Even if some guy's trying to blackmail you and your girlfriend thinks you suck, it's up to you to let them know that it was all just part of some rich guy's evil plan.
Joseph R. Cooper, perhaps the most loved sports figure in the country, vanished.
For all I care, he could be hanging by his neck in his fucking closet.
Scenario number 1. He's hanging by his neck in his fucking closet.
If you're looking for Joe Cooper, I suggest you look wherever you find the most heinous, blatant, and vile exploitation of children on the planet.
Scenario number 2. Coop went to Disney World. Here is a photograph of Joe Cooper taken just days before his disappearance. And here is a computer-enhanced simulation of what he might look like today.
It's difficult for me to put my feelings for this scene into words, but luckily enough I have Randy Marsh from South Park to do it for me.
I don't understand it at all, but God, I love it.
It turns out that Coop flew to India to change the production process of the Beer clothing line so that it's being made by adults earning a decent wage.
Come on, kids. We're going to the game.
Unfortunately, morale is low for the Beers, and the Dallas Felons end up taking a strong lead, and tension arises during the halftime show where Coop and Rima get into a fight, only for Squeak to turn everything around with an inspiring speech.
Back in the driveway, we were nothing. Now we've risen to the highest level. We're throwing it all away. If we can't be friends, then the heart and soul are out of this game.
Coop and Rima make up.
Oh! Gay, so gay.
Even if the trans joke didn't age very well, Parker and Stone were perfectly fine being completely gay up on the screen. Good for them. Coop and Rima get inspired to go and win the game, leading the Beers to turn it all around and bring back the great psych-outs.
Hey, that's my wife.
Yeah? And this is me!
I hear your sister's going out with Squeak! Oh! Hey!
You guys, seriously, I'm fucking fine! Seriously, guys, I'm fucking
Yeah, Carmen cameoed as well.
Excuse me, driver. Do you think you could go any faster?
Can I go any faster?
If you know who this is, that's a phenomenal cameo. If you don't, that's Dale Earnhardt, the man considered to be the greatest driver in all of NASCAR history.
Hang on!
Perfect cameo. Coop accidentally pops his lucky ball, but Jenna and Joey rock up just in time to inspire him and gift him a ball that Joey has made himself. It proves to be an empty gesture because he completely misses with it, but he does manage to tip it in on the rebound, winning the game and ensuring that he keeps the team.
Bob, in all my years of calling games, I don't think I've ever been this excited.
You're excited? Feel these nipples!
We still have no fucking clue where this guy is.
I just can't even grasp it. Coop ends up with Jenna, Squeak ends up with a woman from before, and Rima ends up with someone who won't let his kids live past the age of 5. Everything ends with a victory lap and Squeak taking the fall once again. Is BASEketball a good film?
Oh, yeah!
There is a reason I've watched BASEketball more times than any other film. This is a movie which is constructed by a very loose plot which connects just enough themes to actually make a story work, while it focuses its energy more on being a very versatile collection of comedic skits which are all consistently pretty funny and quotable. The concept behind the actual sport in BASEketball is pretty innovative. You don't actually see many movies that are actually creating new ideas for sport outside of science fiction movies like Death Race 2000 or Rollerball, but BASEketball actually has one. And if you've seen Orgasmo, you'll know that with Trey Parker's style of humor, the film is more focused on being just ridiculous and humorous than it is on actual satire. Even though the film makes mentions of how professional sport loses its soul to commercialism, this is just a throwaway joke from the start of the film. For the rest of BASEketball, it's mostly forgotten about, occasionally getting brought up for moments of character drama. And the premise is predictable, which it doesn't even try to disguise. Instead, it just throws the most unpredictable style of humor at audiences, and that's where the brilliance lies. This is a sports comedy and a buddy comedy, which integrates elements of light satire, pop cultural references, cameos, sheer absurdism, and downright spoof all into one film. And the sense of humor in this film sets in pretty fast, so if you're gonna get hooked, you'll get hooked pretty quickly. And when you're hooked, it's just gonna keep throwing jokes at you at an unpredictable rate for the rest of the film. And like I said, a lot of the jokes in this movie are quotable. Seriously, I've adopted the word "aw" into my vernacular simply because Trey Parker used it. One of my friends I've known for 10 years, I actually grew close to him simply because we shared a love for this movie and we would quote it back and forth at each other. This movie actually brings people together. But it is a lowbrow film, so if you want to watch a film which shoots for a higher standard of intellect from the same period, there is a film by Sam Raimi called For Love of the Game. It's a baseball movie starring Kevin Costner. It's absolute garbage. The same kinds of people who would say that BASEketball isn't intellectual enough for them are the people who would say that Armageddon isn't good, but then they'll go and praise Deep Impact for being so deep and meaningful when it's actually one of the most boring fucking movies of the 1990s. If you don't like BASEketball, that's absolutely okay, but life is honestly so much better if you can take the time to laugh at a short man getting tackled by a dog or strapped to a garage door in a salute to Braveheart. For extra points, BASEketball also has great production design and costumes and a killer soundtrack. It's a movie which I'm going to give a perfect 10 psych-outs out of 10 to. It definitely ranks amongst the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life, thanks to its endlessly unpredictable humor, the quotable dialogue, and the really good chemistry between all the actors working with a legendary comic director. And that does it for today's episode of Delightfully Devillish, you guys. If there are any movies you want to see me discuss on this show, please leave them in the comment section below. If you want to see more episodes of the show, please hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, until next time, I've been your host, Jukebox Harry. You've been psyched out.
You've been psyched out, and you're going down.